Hey there, Regina Andler here, and it is time for Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Today, I want to give you a tip when it comes to getting stuff out of your brain. Have you ever noticed it's like, you sit down and you have a pad of paper or you're in front of your computer and stuff is just not coming to you as fast as you'd like it to come? Well, today I want to talk about 2-minute drills. Now, 2-minute drills, we're not talking about, working out or, football 2-minute drills or even networking 2-minute drills. We're talking about using your brain and accessing all the stuff that's in your head. See, the thing is that we all actually know everything that we ever need to know. It's all here. It's all out here. It's all here for us to use. And most of it, when our conscious mind goes to think about it, we're like, I forgot that. And I'm not going to kid you. The older I get, I know the more I forget the stuff. So when it comes to doing just about anything, and specifically with your business, think about when you were creating your ideal avatar for your business, or deciding what niche you wanted to work in, or coming up with the outline for your new service, your new program that you were going to do. How did you go about doing that? You probably sat down at some point with pen and paper, and you basically said, I'm going to just start writing down all this information, or you typed it in your computer. Now, the 2-minute drill comes in really super handy here. What a 2-minute drill is literally, it's 2 minutes, and you set a clock for 2 minutes. Now, personally, that's my phone. I prefer to use a little kitchen timer that I have. Why? Because your phone's a distraction. So if somebody happens to call you during your 2 minutes, you might get distracted and not get done what you wanted to get done in the 2 minutes. If you use this and you have your phone away from you, on silent, on mute, whatever, and it's gone, nobody can bother you. If you do use your phone, tip, just put it upside down so that you don't see it if somebody actually calls you while you're doing your 2-minute drill. So the 2-minute drill works like this. You start with the intention. This is before you hit the buzzer. You're going to start with an intention of what it is that you want to get done. So if it's, I want to come up with all of the characteristics of my ideal client. I want to come up with an outline for my new signature program. I want to come up with an outline for a new lead magnet. I want to come up with some topics to plan for my social media marketing for the month. So this is where 2-minute drills come in fantastic. Instead of sitting down and taking hours and hours and hours, when you give yourself a timer and you say, okay, 2 minutes, I'm going to set the intention, and here's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on topics for social media posts for the next week. And you set that timer and you take pen to paper, not on the computer, because I've mentioned this many, many times before, and I'll mention it many, many times again. When you type on a computer, you're only using one side of your brain. When you write on paper, you're using both sides of your brain. So you want to make sure you're using both sides, the logical and creative side of your brain. I actually don't know which one's really rich. You just want to make sure you're using both hemispheres of your brain when you're coming up with ideas, right? Because that's, you want that creative side in there. So always, always, always hand write it out. And so what you do is, with that intention, I'm going to come up with topics for the next week for my social media. Then you hit the timer and you just start writing. Now, when your brain goes, I only have 2 minutes to do this, it literally focuses. It makes you laser focus on whatever it is that you're working on. So if it's social media topics for the next week, your brain is now laser focused on coming up with topics for that and only that. In those 2 minutes, do not let your squirrel brain go off into a tangent. 2 minutes is not a lot of time. It's an easy, short little bite of time to focus on something. And when you focus on whatever it is in those 2 minutes, you'd be surprised how much you actually get out on paper. Now, who is this good for? It's good for anybody who's working on their business that maybe is feeling a little stuck and they're like, I don't know what I want to post next week. We'll use that for example. I don't know what I want to post next week. I got to come up with something. I have no idea. You know what? Set that intention and then set your 2-minute timer. What that does to your brain is it gets your brain to actually go, oh, we got to pull everything that we got. All the guns are coming out now because we want to make sure that we get everything down on paper for these 2 minutes. We only have 2 minutes to write it all out. So it helps you focus. It helps you stay clear about what it is that you're doing instead of being distracted. If we have 5 minutes or more at any time during the day to do something, chances are pretty good something's going to distract you, whether it's a phone call coming in, an email dinging, somebody calling you, a bird flying by the window. We get distracted really, really super easy. 2 minutes. Focus on 2 minutes, and you'd be surprised how much you can actually accomplish just by creating that. What it does is it activates your subconscious. It gets everything flowing so that everything comes out, and you just keep writing. If you run out of ideas before the 2 minutes is up, just keep writing. You stay there until you hear that buzzer goes off, and you just keep thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking with that intention of whatever it is that you want to accomplish in that 2 minutes. So if it's coming up with topics, if it's coming up with characteristics for your ideal client, if it's coming up with an outline for a new signature program, if it's coming up with ways to attract new clients, whatever the topic is, take that pen to paper, set your time for 2 minutes, give it a try, and see how much you can actually get out of your head and onto paper to get you moving. Make sure you write it down. Use that creative side of your brain. I'm curious to see, if you try this out, how it works for you. So if you catch this video and you decide to try out a 2-minute drill, put in the comments below and let me know how you made out and if it helped you focus and get clear on the task at hand. So that's what it's all about. So there's your tip for today. I hope you all have a fabulous week and Tricks Tuesday. Bye for now.